Welcome to the Michigan FFA State Officer Podcast. This is our holiday edition. As you can tell, we've got lots to talk about. I would be curious to know about your favorite holiday memories.
My family watches movies every Christmas Eve, and it literally goes, sorry, Sarah, we don't watch The Grinch. It goes Polar Express, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and then The Elf, and we have to start at like 8 o'clock, and we're usually done by like midnight, and Mom and Dad always pass out, but then they do that so that we don't wake up at 6. That way we're up at like 8, and they have time to make breakfast before we do Christmas, and parents do chores on Christmas morning, which is a great plus.
I might have to steal that tradition.
That sounds like a good plus. On the flip side of Stephanie's holiday tradition, we also watch some movies. We have to watch The Grinch because that's my request. And then we also watch Christmas Shoes, which is another Christmas movie, but that one's like really sad. And then we go to bed. Matthew comes to my room at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we'll just play board games or like watch YouTube videos or like just hang out. Sometimes like he'll sleep on my floor and we'll like take a power nap. And we'll sneak out and like look at all the gifts and stuff. And we have a tradition, kind of like the pickle that Jonathan mentioned. We have this little moose ornament that we hang up, and whoever finds the moose first opens the first gift. So I think Matthew always looks for the moose while we go out there to look at gifts because he wins it every single year. I've never won the moose or the pickle, but I'm going for it this year. I'm going to win.
Wait, who opens gifts who opens like one gift like the night before Christmas?
We opened all
It's
gifts.
always pajamas.
Yep.
Yeah, we do pajamas night before.
Let's do a quick team vote. Who all thinks that Matthew absolutely hates The Grinch due to Sarah's love of it? You think he's just sick of that movie playing on loop all of December?
I usually watch it in my room by myself, which even makes it sound sadder because I'm watching it by myself. Because at this point, I don't think my parents like the movie either. So it's just
That's
me.
like, okay, that's like have you guys seen the Hallmark movie, like The Christmas Card?
Jonathan, all Hallmark movies have the exact same plot.
Yeah.
I know you want to see them all.
I'm going to go on a limb and say yes.
It's a really it's like a really nice, movie,
Let me guess.
Really
big city
close
guy,
to our
small town girl, they meet in a coffee shop, and the big city guy is in charge of funding for the city, and the little kids in the choir.
No.
Is that right?
Alex.
Not that.
Nope.
Not that close, but okay, it's like the same thing. Like we watch it every year. And so like I'm to the point where I'm just like, no, I'm not watching that. Goodbye. I'm going downstairs. We're watching something else. And they're like, I don't know why you don't like that. I'm like, because it's the same thing every year.
Alex, the difference between the two is this time she's the blonde and he's the brunette. And then in the next one, that's the difference. They just cast it different, that's all.
Oh,
Honestly,
well,
okay, so like Hallmark
were
movies
their
are-
long lost loves, and they grew up in the same town at one point.
They dated in high school.
Yes.
They
They
dated
got
in
a
high
little
school.
bit of plot twists.
So like the Hallmark movies, those are like not that great. But my family, we don't get the Hallmark channel, we get the Lifetime channel.
Oh.
Lifetime's like the Walmart version of Hallmark. Okay?
Agreed.
We were advertising on a commercial break that you could enter like a raffle to be a lead in one of their movies. They're that hard up for people.
Alex, I'm just going to tell you right now, I expect to see you on a Lifetime original movie in the next 10 years.
Oh. So yeah, basically ever since Thanksgiving, my mom has had our TV playing Lifetime movies, not Hallmark, Lifetime.
Okay, because then I see them shift gears right at like November 1st. They go from like this creepy find the killer to like it's all rainbows. Like woohoo, they're coming home for Christmas. Like it's a hard shift.
Have you guys seen that meme? And it's like Hallmark movies, and then when you're watching them as an ag person, and it's like this
Uh-huh.
like Jersey cow gives
Yeah.
birth to, like a queen, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. Because like most Hallmark movies are like based around like some kind of like farm or something like that, and it's
Stephanie, was it you that mentioned Polar Express earlier?
Yes. Quick comment. My favorite scene, hot chocolate scene. I know every word to that
Yes.
song. Anyway, move on with
Hands
what you're
down.
I
There-
cannot stand that movie. I hate
Okay.
it.
Me either.
Okay, let's go back to Caitlin's question. Before we get
have you guys ridden on the Polar Express?
Yes, I have. It was a complete nightmare though, because my little brother ended up getting he was 1 or maybe younger. He was a few months old or something like that, and he had a urinary tract infection. So he's 100 degrees, screaming and crying the whole time. They're trying to sing the hot chocolate song. My mom's stressed. I'm sitting.
And you know the bad part of that is you have to
Poor
wait
thing.
years in advance just to get those tickets. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we did some off-brand one in Indiana.
Oh, no. You actually have to go to my hometown of Owasso, and that's actually where the train that was used in Polar Express is, and that's the official Polar Express.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Pier Marquette 1225. It's in
Yep.
Owasso.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the North Pole
Yeah.
there was just plywood buildings with
No,
people
No.
standing.
I think it's
no,
funny
you
that
gotta come to Owasso. We're actually a high-end area. We actually have the real stuff.
Okay, so this was back when I was 5 or 6. I don't really remember. It was long enough. And every year our family gets a live tree, which is standard for us. We like the smell, and we like being able to have it every year. So we went to this farm. My dad cut down the tree. We get it home. We put it in the stand, and it starts to lean. And we're like, oh, well, maybe we just need to set it up a little bit because maybe it got cut crooked or maybe it's not in the stand right. We readjust it and we look. The tree grew like this, over, and then up. So it did not grow straight. And so no matter what we did, we set it in the stand and it just would not stay up. So I wanted to decorate it that night because when you're 5, you want to decorate the tree as soon as you can. And we said, you know what, let's wait until morning to see if it's still standing. So after finagling with it for so long, right before we went to bed, we roped it to the wall. We roped it down with cinder blocks. We put bags of sand around the base of the tree to keep it standing up. We set things on the feet of the stand to keep everything in place. And when we had it all tied together, it looked horrible with all this rope and twine and cinder blocks everywhere. It looked horrible, but it was standing. And so we're like, okay, so that looks like it'll work. We'll check on it first thing in the morning. And if it's good right after breakfast, we'll decorate it. So we go to bed. We wake up 9 o'clock the next morning because I was excited because I wanted to decorate the tree. And we come out and the thing is on its side. The ropes have snapped. It snaps the stand. It's just everywhere. It's laying on because we have it laying on our sofa. It had scuffed the wall because when it fell over, we didn't even hear it go over. And we spent so many hours on that, and we were so mad about it. My dad goes to the front door, throws it open, grabs the tree, stand and all the ropes and stuff tied to it, and just heaves it out into the front yard. All the while I'm standing back, half crying are we gonna have a tree this year for Christmas? And so after things calm down a little bit, we're like, yes, we're gonna have a new tree. And so we got breakfast and we went after 3 tree farms in the rain and the mud. We finally found a tree. We had to buy a whole new stand because the stand had snapped in half when the tree fell over. We had to buy a new stand. We had to buy the new tree. And we finally got it in. We set it up. It was nice and straight. And I look at my dad and I'm like, Dad, are you going to throw this one out the front door too? And he's like, I better not have to, for Pete's sake. So we still waited another night just to make sure this wasn't some weird curse or something we had that year. but it stood and we're fine and we had a normal Christmas. But every Christmas after that for like 5 years, we now permanently make sure that the tree didn't grow crooked, and B, for the 5 years after that, I was like, Dad, are you gonna throw this one out the door too? He's like, as long as it stays standing, I'm not gonna throw it out the door. So that's a running joke that we have every Christmas is, let's make sure we have a tree that Dad won't throw out the front door this year.
Yeah, so I've got one that's not as long and not really funny, but it's, I guess, wholesome. I posted about this today because my dad brought it up and I totally forgot about it until he reminded me. Like going back to Polar Express, my dad and I guess used to like act out movie scenes together. Like we watched it so much, like we would act it out. And you know the scene where they're like on top of the train, like with the skis and everything. So we would like run and then we'd jump every time that they did. And then even like when I believe he put him on his like shoulders at one point. So my dad would like put me on his shoulders and he would jump, which is scary, with me on his shoulders like as they would. But that was like a memory. And I don't remember when it stopped, but that's really all I've got to say.
Yeah, that is so wholesome. I think I'm probably the only one here who never opened Christmas presents like Christmas morning. We always had to wait until like noon when my uncle was done milking the cows. But that is my Christmas memory.
Yeah.
Always had to wait. So I would try to help, of course, which wasn't very helpful. So on the years I helped, it took until like 2, but I thought I was helping.
I was just going to say that's the only time I've ever heard a story of somebody wanting to go outside and milk cows
Right?
on Christmas.
Yeah.
I always used to think I was going to get up really early and help them, but I'd get out there at like 9. So I think we've been here for quite some time. I have been really dying to see all of your Christmas outfits. I want to see what you all have on.
We could go in order of office if that would make it easier, so we're not all like jumping on top of each other.
Sure, that works. All right, so I just got off work before this, so I had on a white T-shirt, so I figured a good base. Inspired by Andy, I put on a flannel, but then to make it a little more festive, I of course have my favorite kind of Christmassy blanket. Not very Christmas, it's green at least, but and then of course I got my Christmas pajamas on. So yeah, festive.
Snaps for that.
I think that would put me next because we are missing Josie. I have my Christmas hat. It has snowflakes on it. And then the best part of my outfit is my shirt. It's the Grinch. I think I've mentioned it a couple times during the podcast how much I do love the Grinch. But it's from the scene where he's like trying on clothes to decide if he's going to go down to Whoville. So one of the best scenes in the movie. So I had to get the shirt that goes with it.
I appreciate that one, Sarah, an awful lot because for a lot of years I had a big old Grinch T-shirt that I would wear on Christmas. So now we get to my outfit, and up top you got the Christmas hat that I got from my grandma's, and then you have my sweater that doesn't quite fit because it's a little short. Because again, it's designed for a 78-year-old little German lady, not me. But it's festive because it's Christmas and I'm Santa. And, or actually, my brother told my little sister that I'm Santa. I don't know why he decided to do this, but he did. She's 5. She believes it.
She believes it.
Interesting. Also, relating back to our golf conversation, I have Christmas pants and Santa's going golfing.
That's
so
awesome. I love it.
Here I am being as festive as possible.
Oh boy. So unlike Logan, I don't have a Christmas hat, unfortunately. I don't even own one of those. I found out today. So that was nice. But I just have like my Christmas cardigan on, and then my t-shirt is actually a quote from Home Alone. It's Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Great moment in the movie. So, yep.
All right. So I guess that puts me next. So I've got the only Christmas hat that actually fits my head anymore. So, but the best part of this, this is actually my first Christmas sweater I've had. This is my Darth Vader Christmas sweater. You can see he's got a Santa hat on. And it says, I can see if I can make it so it's legible. Merry Sithmas, so there's a Christmas pun for you. And you can see it's even got like his TIE fighter there, and you've got little Empire logos and little snowflakes. So other than that, the only other festive thing I have is my virtual background. But so yeah, there's my outfit that I found for today.
All right, so I am sporting this awesome ugly Christmas sweater that I found at Goodwill. It is terrible. It's got like pearls stitched right into the Christmas tree. It's got like a real bow down here. This thing is my absolute favorite. And then to top it off, I have this Santa hat that my aunt knitted. She's a really big knitter, so she makes me all sorts of stuff.
I gotta figure out how to show the whole thing. Look, I have a onesie on. I love this thing. Oh, it's got, okay, well, first off, I have a scrunchie that, like, looks like a Santa hat, but it's a scrunchie. The onesie itself, it's Grumpy Cat, and it says, like, Feliz Navi, what does it say? Feliz Navidad, good, like, you know, like the Feliz Navidad, but it says, like, Feliz Navidad, good. And then there's a bell attached. So when I went to school, like, I'm walking down the hallways with it, like, bouncing around, which is probably really annoying. So I tape it usually so it doesn't ring. But that's my outfit.
So, like Alex, I came from work, so I have a white t-shirt for base. I have my Christmas flannel, and like Stephanie, I could not, for the life of me, find my Santa hat, or I have a Christmas sweater somewhere, but I couldn't find that either. So we just got the Christmas flannel today.
Well, unlike Ben, I have a Christmas dress on, so it's like a little tree. And then I have Christmas tree earrings, and we have some lights on my bracelet.
I don't think I can top that, but Alex and Ben and I went for the matching look. So I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater. I was looking for my Santa hat, but I found something better. I got the only flashing lights, right?
Hey,
So,
Andy, I hate to interrupt, but for your ugly Christmas sweater, you could just put a picture of you, like, on your sweater. Like, okay, I'm sorry, that was kind of...
Jonathan, you want to go?
Oh, all right. I don't know. That's pretty hard to follow. But so I got the Santa hat, you know, had to steal it off the grandfather clock because my hat also doubles as a decoration. And then, you know, I'm an old man that doesn't have any Christmas gear, but, you know, I got my green and red plaid going. And then, you know, I have my buddy, the Christmas Bumble, with me, you know, enjoying the podcast. So there you go.
Love it.
Quick fun fact for you. That character in the Rudolph movie is the reason my sister won't watch the Rudolph movie because it terrifies her.
Oh my!
I get
See,
that.
the Bumble
He's
is
kind
like
of
my
freaky.
favorite character. I love the Bumble. Like the whole family loves the Bumble.
He used to freak me out, but then I just thought he was really cool after I watched it enough. When I was like 3, he used to terrify me, but now I'm like, oh, there's the Bumble. I like him.
I totally get it. He's kind of creepy. I hope that these Christmas outfits go down in history because these are epic. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and a joyous Hanukkah, and have a wonderful holiday to everyone. This has been a State Officer Christmas podcast, Holidays podcast, and we will see you next time after the holiday.